Okay, so here we are back in Unreal. I have re-imported my animation in the same exact way that we re-imported it the first time, and I've re-imported my camera. I just exported out the FBXs, replaced the FBXs into my Unreal project, re-imported the animation, and re-imported my camera from here. So we see that we have our updated results here. And actually, I'm just going to take the directional light that I had initially, and then I'm going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to give it, or just make a fake bounce light, just so we get some lighting underneath a little bit so we can see the character a little bit better. I'll probably take this down to maybe half as high. There we go. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to say, and this is just for, these directional lights are just for viewing purposes. I'm not too worried about anything else at the moment. Let me go ahead and hit play. So we've got our character intro playing. There's our update. And you can tell that I don't have the additive on the camera for when he bounces off the camera quite yet. And I don't have the webs or the web ball yet. I would say I'm maybe almost all the way through into my first pass. I'm going to continue working through the end. I'm going to do a little bit of work on the camera, and then I'm going to do a little bit of work implementing the webs and the web balls. And then I'm going to see how far we can take it into second pass. And then we'll probably take it into second pass and see how much polish we can get into in our next lesson. So, but for this lesson, let's complete out our first pass, take it into second pass, and get all of our other props in there and see how that goes. Okay, so here we are back in Maya. I am going to start by versioning up, and then let's get the rest of this all the way up into first pass, and then maybe we can take a look again in game, and then we'll start into second pass. Okay, cool. I think we're at a good spot to go ahead and kind of section this part off. I went through and finished out everything to be around the same level. My workflow is very organic, as you might see, and a lot of things have changed. And I made sure to keep flexible in order to allow for a lot of creative problem solving, but also to tackle any problems that kind of come up that are unforeseen that I can solve. As I work. And so I think I'm going to call it here. In the next lesson, we can bring everything up to second pass, maybe polish if we have the time. The first thing I'll probably do when I get back in, though, is set up the web ball as well as the actual web that shoots from his hand when he swings. And I'll probably do a little bit more camera work and probably do some kind of a moving hold or a keep alive on the frozen moment at the end. But yeah, just like we started this lesson, the next lesson when we jump into Maya, or once we start the demo portion, we'll start by importing it into Engine, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and version up and save it here.